All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to rock and roll. Oh, yeah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. If you are coming on, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know Prophet Ramon and the squad and the Ramon Preston Show. We are live in his house on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. For those of you that are coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, and make sure that you have already subscribed to our YouTube page, our LinkedIn page, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our TikTok page. I want to make sure that all of you who watch the Ramon Preston Show, all of you that follow us on these social platforms, that you are actually subscribed to our YouTube page. We are quickly approaching 7,000 subscribers, and I need your support. I need your help. I need your participation, and I need you to share it. I need you to share it with your family members and friends, your co-workers, your colleagues, anybody that you're doing life or business with, even ministry with. Please share our YouTube page with them. We want to get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as we can, so we need your help. So make sure, even if you're not watching from YouTube, that you click the subscribe button. Visit YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, click the subscribe button. Follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what else? TikTok, and every social platform. As a matter of fact, you can visit RamonPreston.com, RamonPreston.com. That's RamonPreston.com. When you visit our main website, it is the hub that links you to all of our other platforms: Ramon Preston University, RP Capital, Ramon Preston Brands, our Next Level network, and so much more. Just make sure that you are subscribed to our social media pages. Make sure that you've signed up for our emails, our newsletters that we send out on a daily basis, our text messages. We like to communicate with our community, and so we want you to be a part of our community. Also, before we get started with the show, I want to give a shout out to all of you who have recently joined our Millionaire Blueprint. For those of you that have made the decision to be educated and trained by me and by our online university, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the Millionaire Blueprint. If you are not a member of our Millionaire Blueprint, I want to give you an opportunity to join our Millionaire Blueprint. It is a business and financial wealth building system, and we have set it up as a 1-year accessible program. So when you join the Millionaire Blueprint, you get access to hundreds of training courses, hundreds of interactive lessons, hundreds of videos that have been designed to train you and to walk you through the tutorial process of starting and structuring your holding company, starting a real estate investment company, how to invest in real estate. We teach you financial literacy, accounting. We teach you the fundamentals of creative tax strategies. We teach you about goal setting, scheduling. There's a lot of information that we have packed in this Millionaire Blueprint. We have new courses that we're currently introducing. We just dropped a sales course in this program to teach you our 5-step process for sales. We give you a script, a template that you can use to create a script for your customers and clients to use it. We also have a marketing course in here to teach you the fundamentals of branding and marketing. So there's a lot of information that I have put into this Millionaire Blueprint. It is my personal playbook. It is what I have used to go from hood figure to 7 figures. And this is the blueprint that I'm going to use to help create a lot of millionaires. And I want you to be the next Millionaire Blueprint. So please make sure, if you have not had an opportunity to go to our platform to learn more information about our blueprint, please do so. You can get to that platform from RamonPreston.com. And at any point in this show, if you feel like what I'm saying to you is something that resonates with you, that you want to connect with, at any point you can text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213 at any time. If you feel like, you know what, I want to join the Millionaire Blueprint. I'm going to be talking to you later at the end of this show about our Millionaire Mentorship program. We're going to be officially launching a few major programs for 2022. Our first major program that we're going to be launching in 2022, I mean, we're talking about what, 11 or 12 days from now, we're going to be launching our Millionaire Mentorship program. There are 3 tiers to our mentorship program. Tier number 1 is going to be it's going to be a program that gives you access to our weekly coaching calls. You're going to get access to our Millionaire Blueprint, all for 1 year, and you're going to get access to our quarterly masterminds and workshops. These are going to be live and virtual events that we give you access to. So our Millionaire Mentorship program is made up of 3 tiers. The first tier gives you access to our Millionaire Blueprint, to our quarterly mastermind workshops, and to our weekly coaching calls. The second tier gives you access to everything that you get in the first tier, but we also include quarterly one-on-one coaching sessions. So that means every quarter you're going to have an opportunity to sit down with me and my team one-on-one, and we're going to make sure that we keep you on the track to wherever you want to reach in terms of your business and your financial goals. And then the third tier of our Millionaire Mentorship program is going to be our Millionaire Blueprint, our weekly coaching calls, our quarterly masterminds, and monthly one-on-one coaching sessions. So every month, every 30 days, every 4 weeks, we're going to drop in to make sure that you stay on track. See, this program is really designed to help you scale to 7 figures. It is an accelerated coaching and consulting program that my team and I have decided to put together, especially because we have a lot of high performers in our coaching program now. We have a lot of top performers that access our blueprint, and we wanted to create a vehicle to really accelerate what they're already doing, to kind of put some fuel on the fire that they already have burning. So we'll share more information with you at the end of the show, but please, if you are interested in our Millionaire Blueprint and our Millionaire Mastermind, Millionaire Mentorship program, just text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. We're also going to be launching our business certification program for those of you that are coaches and consultants and you need to be trained on how to coach and consult your clients. Maybe you need to learn a system and a process that actually works so that you can monetize your core competencies as a coach and consultant. We're going to be launching our licensing program. Maybe you want to be a coach, a consultant, and a speaker, but you just don't have the curriculum. You don't have the material. You don't have the products, the services, the programs available. You don't have that information to share with people in that space. Well, we have a licensing program where you can license all of our material, all of our curriculum. You can literally sell our Millionaire Blueprint. You can become a Millionaire Blueprint provider through your company. So it's really a partnership. It's similar to a franchise, but it's really a partnership because you and I are coming into partnership when you become a licensee. And I'm really taking that serious because I want to help entrepreneurs and business owners, especially who are in the coaching, consulting, and training space or in the educational space. I want to help you really succeed. And I know how difficult it was for me to even create all the content that I have on our university platform, all the content that we use and the curriculum that we use to train our students, to consult and coach our clients. It takes a lot of work, but I'm very, very excited about it. So if you're interested in anything that I just mentioned, all you have to do is reach out to us at this number. But more specifically, if you want access to the Millionaire Blueprint and or to our Millionaire Mentorship program, text Millionaire to 404-478-7213. So with that being said, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. And just in case you don't know, now you know. Every Monday through Friday, we show up right here to give you information that is designed to help you start, structure, and scale any business, any ministry, any income stream, and any wealth building dream. And you can rest assured, everything that I share with you on this show is a direct reflection and representation of me, number one, but it's a reflection and representation of my company, whether it's our consulting division, our coaching division, or our training division. This is what we do every day, baby. We teach, we train, we activate, we help people start, structure, and scale their businesses. We show people strategies and solutions that we use to consult and coach clients from all walks of life, and we make it available for free on the Ramon Preston Show. And so today, I want to talk about what entrepreneurs need to succeed. So if you are an entrepreneur, even if you don't have a LLC structured yet, even if you don't have a legitimate business system structured yet, if you are an entrepreneur, let's kind of establish a foundation. If you are the type of person that you're always looking for a side hustle, you're always looking for an angle to make money, if you look at opportunities as new ways to monetize your time, your relationships, if you're just a go-getter, maybe you are an entrepreneur, and maybe you don't know you're an entrepreneur. And for those of you that do know you're entrepreneurs, then it's important for you to take that entrepreneurial ability, take your entrepreneurship at least to a place that you're able to see success. Now, everybody has their own definition for success. You could talk to one person and ask them, what is success to you? And they'll say, well, success is me being happily married. Somebody else say success is me taking care of my kids. Somebody else say success is me being able to save enough money to have a solid retirement. But when I talk about success, I am not necessarily talking about all of these other things that may involve success or that success may facilitate. I am more specifically talking about economic success. I'm talking about financial success. I'm talking about the dollar bill, yo. And some people don't like to say that. Some people don't like to admit that. And some people don't even want to have that conversation because they want to make sense of every other kind of success except financial success, except economic success. So when I say success, when I say what entrepreneurs need to succeed, I am talking about success in the form of financial success, success in the form of economic success. Now, it's a whole nother conversation we got to have if you don't agree with that, and if you feel like, well, success ain't just money, dog. Success ain't just finances. I'm not talking to you today. I'm talking to those of you who are entrepreneurs or who are entrepreneurial in your behavior, in your attitude, in your day-to-day activities, and you know you want to see success in those activities, meaning that you want to make more money, you want to get the bag, you want financial freedom, you want economic stability. Well, if that's going to happen, you can't live off of all these other definitions of what success is. So I want to talk about what entrepreneurs need rather to succeed, okay? And again, when I say succeed, what am I talking about? I'm talking about getting the money. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about. Because we talk about everything else. We've talked about relationships, we've talked about marriage, we've talked about kids, we've talked about family, we've talked about health, we've talked about sanity, we've talked about mental, emotional, and physical stability, but nobody wants to really have a clear, clean conversation about you having financial success, you having economic success. And so I guess God said, you know what? I'm going to just use this prophet who really don't care what nobody thinks, which is true. And he's going to continue to perpetuate this conversation until he accomplishes what I have given him the assignment to. Well, I'm a perfect candidate for that because I'm going to continue to preach and teach this, especially to people who are in the faith community that need to know all those other areas of success in your life that you so gun-ho to get. That's good. But you can't get all that and think you're going to be successful and you ain't got no doggone money. You ain't got no financial stability. You have no economic stability. You have no financial freedom. And it shows up in those other areas of your life. It's just the way it is. We live on an economic planet. I know we're in this world, but we're not of this world. I know sometimes we can just justify all of our success or lack thereof by having biblical scriptures to validate and verify that it ain't gonna take all that and God don't need all that. We ain't talking about what God needs, okay? Because you ain't God. We're talking about what you as a human who serve God need on this planet. So with that being said, let's focus on the three things that entrepreneurs need to succeed. I'm going to give you 3 things, okay? Now, each of these things we're going to break up and unfold and unpack because it's a lot in each of these things. But if you're an entrepreneur or if you desire to be an entrepreneur and you want to figure out, like, what do I really need to succeed as an entrepreneur? Maybe you're an entrepreneur now, a business owner now, but you're not seeing success. You're not making enough money to be free financially and to have economic stability and to really be able to take care of yourself and your family and others and hire people and grow your organization. If that is an issue, then these 3 things that you need are going to be very critical components that you have to integrate into your life, into your business. So what entrepreneurs need to succeed? Number one, entrepreneurs need structure and systems. And I know some of you that's been around listening to me for a long time, a lot of this sounds like repetitious because it's like you basically keep saying the same thing in different ways. Yeah, because I'm trying to get people to understand your business, your financial stability, your success, as it were, and is, that is all centered around what I'm talking about. So the first thing that you need to succeed in your entrepreneurship, in your business, is structure and systems. Now, again, it's going to play a big role in the following too, but let me walk you through and unpack this so that you can understand what I mean. Which, by the way, if you have any questions, drop the questions in the comments. My team is lurking, okay? So if you put something in the comments and I don't catch it and I don't see it, they'll catch it, they'll see it, and they'll make sure that they walk in the studio and give me the question. Now, how is structure and systems the first thing that I need to succeed as an entrepreneur or as a business owner? Well, number one, structure. In the church, we used to hear this saying, if you build it, the people will come. Preachers used to say that, suggesting that when you build the edifice, when you build the sanctuary, when you build the church campus, people will come, right? Well, the thought behind that is your creativity, which can symbolize the people, your creativity, the ideas that you need to really get into the marketplace and make money. A lot of those things are dependent upon the right infrastructure. So from an entrepreneurial perspective or from a business perspective, if you build it, the people will come. So what I have seen in my experience as a business consultant, okay, and as a business coach, what I have seen in my experience, having consulted and coached tons of people, I've done this a lot of times, over and over and over again. My team sees how many people I consult and coach over and over and over again. It's a never-ending job, because you have to help people succeed. But in my experience as a consultant and coach, a business consultant and coach, what I have found out is, if you can build the right infrastructure the first time, even at the onset of launching a business or launching a product and service or introducing a certain idea to the market, when you build this infrastructure first, not always first, but when you're able to build it first, the people are the creativities and the ideas that come. So it ain't real physical people, but it's the creativity. It's the ideas. It's the things that come to your mind because you figured the infrastructure out. It's kind of like trying to buy furniture, right? To put in a house that you haven't built yet. So you buy all this furniture, you buy all this hardware, you buy all these, all these fixtures, you buy equipment, and you buy TVs and appliances, you buy all this stuff for a house, but the house is not built. But if the house is built, and you're able to go to the house and see that the house is built, even though it's empty, it's easier for you to become creative and to come up with ideas, because now you can see the size of the picture that needs to go on the wall. You can actually see what furniture is needed where and what you're going to put in this room and that room. Well, it's similar to a business structure. So if you've followed me long enough, you know I'm a proponent of starting and structuring a holding company. So if you were to come to me as a client and I was coaching you or consulting you with regard to your business, and you said, Ramon, I believe I'm an entrepreneur. I want to get into business. I have a couple ideas, and the first thing that I want to do is what? I would say, well, the first thing we want to do, among other things, but more importantly, we want to create a structure. And then you would say, well, Ramon, what kind of structure should I start? Should I start a LLC? Should I start a C Corp or S Corp? Should I be a sole proprietor? Should I be an independent contractor? Most likely, depending, each situation is different, but most likely, generally speaking, I'm going to say you need to structure a holding company. So even if you have a product or service that you want to package into an operating company, I would still say start the holding company, then start the operating entity if need be, and let the operating entity be owned by the holding company. Just that structure alone, it helps you tremendously from a business perspective, but also from a mental perspective, because a lot of times people will build their first business around the operation of an idea or the operation of a product and service. But then 8 months from now, if that operation didn't do anything, if it didn't make money, if it didn't generate income, if they got bored and they're ready to move on to something else, now their whole structure is built around what? The operating entity. Where if there was a holding company, think about it. Let me just move this. If there was a holding company, now they could have built it where you have holding company, LLC number 1, and then they could have had operating company, OE, LLC number 2. So let's say if the operating company wasn't doing anything, in 6 months they got bored and they were ready to just move on to something else, well, it doesn't affect their main entity. It just means that their second entity was no longer valid. And depending on what type of operation with products and services that you wanted to introduce to the market, that would determine if I even told you to do an LLC. Because maybe I would have told you in between the operating entity and the holding company is a division. This could have been a division of the holding company, and you could have just blanketed it or layered it with insurance and other things if the operation was not volatile or if it wasn't really risky. And so the structure is critical to your success as an entrepreneur. So remember that if you do not have the right structure for your business, this is one of the reasons why you want to have the right structure. Okay, Ramon, so what are some other reasons why I need to have this holding company you always talking about, and is that important? Well, another reason is because most entrepreneurs are very creative. For those of you that are like me in the faith community, we go beyond just being creative. We're prophetic. So because you're prophetic as an entrepreneur, you got 1,000 ideas that's coming in your mind. So if you don't understand this type of structure, then every time you get an idea, you're going to start another LLC, when you may not need to start another LLC if you understand this type of structure. So it's important for you to understand how structure plays into the overall success of your business, because in your holding company, you may have divisions here. These are divisions, and then here you have subsidiaries. And a lot of times when I have an idea, because I come up with ideas all the time, my team will tell you every time I walk in the office, I got a new idea. They never know when something is going to change. They expect for me to come in every day with some idea, some twist to something we talked about the day before. That's why we stay on top of things. So we have the holding company, then we have divisions, and then we have subsidiaries. Now, divisions are not necessarily LLCs. They're not separate entities. A lot of times your divisions are like departments or auxiliaries that you're going to use unless or until they need to be subsidiaries or until they become subsidiaries. But that will be dependent on the nature of the business. A lot of times, some of the things that you want to do that are different from one or two of the main things that you're doing, they are considered like symbiotic things, meaning that they're similar to the one or two things. So for example, if I have a holding company and my primary business is consulting, right? And I'm using my holding company to house my consulting division unless or until it needs to be a subsidiary. What happens when I say, you know what, I want to start coaching? Well, I don't necessarily need to start a new subsidiary because I'm already doing that and it's already protected and covered and operating as a department or a division. I could just add coaching to it. What happens when I want to start training? Well, I can actually start training, add training to it. So these would be symbiotic because they're similar in nature. Now, if I wanted to go into some real estate deal, I'm not going to make that real estate a division. Why? To my point earlier, it's volatile. It's too risky. I don't want to expose my whole company. And at some point, I want these divisions to be pushed into subsidiaries when it is needed and necessary. And so systems structure is critical to your success as an entrepreneur. A lot of entrepreneurs skip the structure side because they're cheap. They think they know it all for so many different reasons. But if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, even if you have a legal entity structured, but you're just not sure if it's structured correctly, I want you to reach out to me because I want us to help you structure that the right way. Now, we do have a division that starts and structures the entities for you. We do have a division that provides that service. As a matter of fact, if you go to RamonPreston.com, you'll see a link or a button on the menu that says We Start Holding Companies. We Start Holding Companies. So if you needed a professional to start your company correctly, meaning that you wanted a professional to file the paperwork, to form it, to draft your operating agreement, we have a division that provides that service to you. Feel free to go to RamonPreston.com, click the button in the menu, We Start Holding Companies. You can put all of your information in and submit that, and our team will get that done. In most cases, within a 3 to 5 day window, tops, we'll have it done. So that's the structure. Now, where do the systems come into play when it comes to the success? It's everything. I always tell entrepreneurs this, especially when I meet people and I talk to people and they say, oh, I own a business. And I say, okay, you own a business. All right, you own a business. So good, congratulations. What kind of business is it? Oh, it's an LLC. Okay, so the next question I'm going to ask them, well, one of the next questions, I may ask them if they have employees, how do they have it set up? But once I start asking questions to this business owner who says they have a business and it's an LLC, they got the name, they got the domain, they got the logos, they want some marketing, they're doing all this stuff. They got inventory in their garage and in the trunk of their car. But one of the most important questions to me is, what type of systems are you using? Because your business is not a business if your business is not made up of systems. So when people tell me they have a business but they don't have systems, I try not to hurt their feelings, but the truth is, you don't have a business, you just have a good idea on paper that is an LLC. So you have an operating, most business owners don't even have operating agreements. Most people who have LLCs don't even have operating agreements. So if you have an LLC and you don't have an operating agreement, you're already backwards. You got to get that right, and you got to get it right now, okay? But let's get to the systems. What kind of systems do you need? Well, I teach all of this in this Millionaire Blueprint, by the way. So I teach about the structure. I teach about starting a holding company, structuring it, filing it, forming it. I have tutorials. So just in case you want your own do-it-yourself kit to do it, I have the whole kit with the tutorials in there and the documents, the operating agreements, the transmittal forms, and everything. But let's get back to the systems. I teach on the 5 corporate systems because all the other smaller systems within the ecosystem of your business are going to link to one of those 5. And so when I talk about systems, I'm referring to an executive system. I'm referring to a marketing system. I'm referring to a sales system. I'm referring to a financial system. And I'm referring to an operational system. So those are pretty much the 5 systems that I'm talking about when you hear me talk about you need systems. Because all the other systems are going to kind of interconnect to those. So if you have your structure, you're at the top of the mountain, you have your structure with your holding company, you have your divisions and subsidiaries, but then you need these systems. You need an executive system, you need a marketing system, a sales system, a financial system, and an operational system. Okay, Ramon, so what do you mean I need systems? Well, there is certain technology and there are certain relationships, there are certain connections, there are certain networks that you need for each of these. Like, one of the most simple ways for me to explain these types of systems is, okay, for an executive system, you're the CEO, right? This is the CEO. This is the system that's going to be connected to the CEO. What type of system do you need as a CEO? You may need a directory for your staff. You may need a PM, project management system. You may need a scheduling system, an appointment calendar system. You may need like one integrated system that you can use to be like a comprehensive network for everybody that may come into your business or the people that you're doing business with. For marketing, this is for like a chief marketing officer. So this is going to be somebody who helps to run your branding and your marketing and your email campaigns and your digital platforms to see to it that you're actually building a brand and a marketing engine that actually works. So this is going to be like your email campaigns. This is gonna be not just your email campaigns, but it's going to be your social media, your social. It's going to have a lot to do with your branding. It's going to have a lot to do with your designing. These are going to be systems that you need. Something as simple as an email marketing campaign. Something as simple as Adobe Premiere or Adobe, just period, for documents and forms. You want to be able to systematize this to make it easy, not just for you, but for the people that you bring on. A sales system, this is more like a CRM. This is a customer relations system. So when you do get people responding to you and sending you emails and watching your video and text messaging you, how are you going to gather those names and numbers and emails and addresses? Well, you need a CRM. How are you going to determine who's buying what and how much are they buying and who's not buying and what are they buying? All that needs to be in a system. See, this is how you run a legitimate business. This is just the first thing I'm talking about. Financial systems, this is like QuickBooks. You need something, a system, technology to track your income, your expenses, your potential tax liabilities. You need to know these things, something that tracks all that. An operational system. This is going to be similar to your project management, but with the operational system, you can actually get away with that using QuickBooks. I'm a QuickBooks ambassador, so if you would like a discount on QuickBooks, just reach out to us and I'll make sure we send you that link. But a lot of entrepreneurs, I tell them, use QuickBooks because QuickBooks is going to cover not just your financial system, but it covers your operational system, like your HR department. When you need to send W-4s to people that are contracting, when you need to hire a W-2 employee, when you need to do payroll, when you need to pay payroll taxes or workers' compensation, all those things you can actually do both of these with a QuickBooks system. And so the first thing you need to succeed as an entrepreneur is structure and systems. And I'm telling you, if you just got that done the right way, like I have people, I'm so proud of so many people that are in our mentoring and coaching program right now, because some of them were not even entrepreneurs. Some of them didn't even own businesses. Some of them knew nothing about entrepreneurship or business ownership. I've got a few people who weren't even working. They may have been on fixed incomes or no incomes, but because they learned these essential elements for success as entrepreneurs and business owners, they now have legitimate holding companies. Some of them have legitimate operational companies. Some of them have the right systems integrated into their businesses. And now they're able to start generating a lot of activity because they can handle the activity when it starts producing results. All right, so entrepreneurs need, number one, structure and systems. Number two, entrepreneurs need exchanges and sales. I really wanted to make this number one because even if you don't have a structure or systems, I'm out. Oh, okay, good. All right. Okay. You can hear it? Oh, wow. Okay, one of my team members just told me to tell you all to excuse the background noise. There's some work going on in the roof and in some of the other rooms around us. So if you hear any noise in the background, it's only because there's some construction work being done. But don't let it throw you off. Make sure you get this information. But definitely please excuse us if you hear it. So a lot of entrepreneurs, I would say, even if you don't have a structure, even if you don't have systems, you should be trying to focus on making exchanges and sales, because this is going to be the biggest issue. Like, for example, if you were familiar with QuickBooks, then you know what a profit and loss statement is, a P&L statement, right? Maybe you have a holding company, you have several QuickBooks accounts, and you use a general ledger, okay? For those of you that don't know what either one of those are, think about working on a job when they give you a pay stub. A pay stub is a form of a financial statement. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is whether it's a pay stub, whether it's a P&L, or general ledger, whatever you want to call it, if you look at the top of your pay stub, if you look at the top of your profit and loss statement, if you look at the top of a general ledger, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see words like this: total revenue. You're going to see gross pay. You're going to see gross sales. In other words, everything on your profit and loss statement, your general ledger, and your pay stub is centered around sales. This is why sales is so important. But here's the thing. A lot of you may be saying, well, I don't even have a product and service. I have my structure, I got my holding company or my LLC, and I got my systems I'm working on, but I don't even have products and services, or I'm not even making any money. Well, guess what? Even if you're not making monetary sales, okay? Even if you're not making monetary sales, nothing is stopping you from making exchanges. See, this is what entrepreneurship is about. Entrepreneurship is about you making exchanges. And I teach this in my entrepreneurship course. That's one of the many courses in this program. But I teach that as an entrepreneur, this is why you have to learn the fundamentals of this stuff. If you don't understand what you're doing and the meaning behind it, then you don't really have the motivation and the motive or the intention to really keep pushing and making it happen, because you don't know what it's going to produce. But if you understood entrepreneurship from the perspective that it's about exchanges, meaning that I have something that I give, and in exchange, somebody has something that they give to me. Let me give you an example. Even if you do not buy this Millionaire Blueprint, which, by the way, we are offering it for 70% off, just for you to know that. And in my Fat Joe voice, before the year ends, yesterday's price ain't gonna be January 1st price. So when you come and you watch the show, or you see some ad or some marketing campaign about the Millionaire Blueprint, and it's back to $5,000 and it's no longer $1,500, or whatever new programs we're introducing and the prices have changed, just know in my Fat Joe voice, yesterday's price ain't today prices, dog. It don't work like that. We putting in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and we're putting a lot of information into these programs to make it so that you can succeed. And this is valuable information. I just looked at a competitor. Hear me out on this. I just looked at a competitor's website, because I do be lurking. I looked at a competitor's website, and this competitor had a program that was not even as in depth as mine. Just thought I'd throw it out there, for $15,000. And they were only offering 3 payments. I was like, boy, look at here. I'm doing real good. But the more I see stuff like this here, number one, the more I realize that there's a big market for it, because people want to learn, people want to grow, people want to do better, people want to be successful. That's the more I want to change my prices, because I know how good we really are. So I just thought I'd throw that footnote out there. Back to my point. Even if you do not purchase anything from me, meaning that I do not make a sale, I still had an opportunity to do what? Make an exchange. Well, how did you make an exchange with me, Ramon? Here's how. You gave me your time. You gave me your attention. You gave me an hour of your day if you watched the whole show. And as a result of that hour, I gave you information that I know can make you a millionaire. I gave you information that at the very least can increase your income by 30%. I gave you information that at the very least allows you to leave this live and this show and think, man, I got to do better. So I brought value to you. That was an exchange. So if you go to my website, or if you see a link somewhere on social media with my information and you click it, and you give me your email address, and you give me your phone number, and you give me your name, number one, you're giving me an opportunity to stay connected to you, but you have exchanged something with me for me to give you something. So these exchanges a lot of times, even if they don't immediately make a profit, okay, at some point, eventually, they will lead to a profit. And see, this is where you got to get good at providing value to people and giving them something that they can actually work with. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a go-getter, you work on a job, you got a side hustle, and you got products and services that you want to sell, well, you need to get real good at making exchanges. Because if you're having a sales problem, I tell my team this all the time, when we having sales problems, it's because we having exchange problems. If we're having exchange problems, it's really because of another problem that I'm gonna get to with my third thing that you need to succeed. So number 2 is exchanges and sales. You gotta get good at that. Oh, and by the way, if you do not know how to give a professional sales presentation, meaning that you may not know how to get on the phone and talk to somebody about your products and services. You may not know how to ask them the right questions. You do not have a sales process or a sales script. We have an entire course in here. We have an entire workshop in here, and we have the script templates that you can actually use to create your own script, because you're gonna need one. And you may not think you do, but you do. Because if you're shooting it from the hip and you winging it every day, it's probably showing up in your sales, meaning that you don't have any. And the better you get at it, the better you're going to see your sales. All right, let's get to number 3. Number 3, what is the third thing entrepreneurs need to succeed? Number 3, branding and marketing. As a matter of fact, I don't know who's watching this right now, but I'm looking for a cameraman and a content creator. So if you know somebody who is good with cameras, they're good with creating content and working with my marketing executive and myself to create more content and to produce more content on social media, I want you to reach out to me. What is the email address? Wow, I forgot what the email address is. I think it's careers@ramonpreston.com. So if you are a camera person, if you're good with cameras, you know about Adobe Premiere, you know how to edit real good, you know how to create stories with content, and you know how to really do social media, and you're looking to get into the business and you want to find an opportunity, I want you to email me at careers@ramonpreston.com. Okay? Serious inquiries only. Serious inquiries only. All right? We're looking to bring some people on our team who can work cameras, who can edit content religiously, and who can create stories and work with my chief marketing officer, all right? Because she's behind a lot of our branding, a lot of what we put out in social media as far as what we want our brand and our image to look like. And so we're really looking for some camera people and some content creators and editors. So just send your resume, send a short video, and let us know who you are, what you're good at doing. If you have some work, send us a link to your work and let us know. You could be a student, you could be a teenager, it doesn't matter. If you're good with cameras, my first cameraman was my son when he was living here in Atlanta before he got grown and on his own, right? But my son was my cameraman. He was the one that was doing a lot of the editing and a lot of the videoing, and he was doing the camera work. And so we're looking for some people who can do that. So please send your information, a resume. If you're too young and you don't have a resume, but you're just good, I understand, because my son didn't have no resume. He didn't have no information like that. He was just good at cameras. He did it on his phone a lot of times. He was just really creative, and it worked. And so if you're young and you just don't have a resume and some professional bio and all that, hey, just send some of your work to careers@ramonpreston.com, okay? I'm definitely looking for someone. ASAP, ASAP, ASAP. All right, so let's look at the third thing you need to succeed as an entrepreneur. You need branding and marketing. This is like everything that I share with you. I'm telling you, I talk to my clients all the time, and I try to emphasize to them how important it is to build your business around your brand. See, when I sit down with a client, I'm thinking about not just the business, but I'm also thinking about the brand when we're thinking about the business, and I'm thinking about the brand ambassador. So I teach my clients how to focus on all three when you're putting a business together. So when you're thinking about starting a LLC and going to get it registered, you need to be thinking about the name, you need to be thinking about the brand, you need to be thinking about who the brand ambassador is. This is critical. See, what I'm doing right now, if you notice, everything that I do is all about a brand. It's all about a brand. Everything is centered around Ramon Preston, the brand, not necessarily me as a person, but the brand and the business. So the business, Ramon Preston is a business, okay? Ramon Preston is a business. Let me say that again. Ramon Preston is a business. Ramon Preston has its own business. Ramon Preston has its own trademarks. Ramon Preston has its own copyrights. Ramon Preston has its own brand recognition. Like everything about Ramon Preston is about business and branding. Ramon Preston, the person, happens to be the brand ambassador. So I'm building a brand for real, around my business, and I'm building a business around my brand. You gotta think about branding. You gotta think about branding. Here's why branding is so important, in addition to everything else I just said. When you're marketing, you should have already figured the branding out. And if you're marketing, if you're doing this and you're not doing that, most likely your marketing does not lead to sales. And if it does lead to sales, it may be limited, or it may have an expiration date until somebody else who has built the brand starts marketing. They're going to start making the sales. So when you think about entrepreneurship and the success that you want to see as an entrepreneur, I want you to think about those three things that I really know. It's not that I just believe, I know you need. Okay, those three things are what? Let me write them down again for you. Structure and systems. Number 2, we talked about exchanges, sales, and then number 3, branding, marketing. I promise you, I can literally promise you this. If you did all 3 of these things the right way, because you got educated on them, you got trained on them, and you were building a muscle to practice them, I promise you that you're going to see success. It's inevitable. I talked about this Friday with creating like predictable prosperity. You got to have that. You got to put yourself and your business as an entrepreneur in a position that you can start predicting some of this stuff. You can't predict it if you ain't got structure and systems. You can't predict it if you ain't making exchanges and sales. You can't predict it if you ain't branding and marketing, because I'm going to get to a certain place. I've been telling my team this all week now, leading into the new year. I'm going to get to a place to where my brand becomes so big, watch this, that my exchanges and sales are going to get easier. So it's going to get easier for them and for the new people that we bring on because I've worked all three of these things together into my overall business as an entrepreneur. So I want you to take advantage of the 70% discount we're offering for our Millionaire Blueprint. This is our Millionaire Blueprint right here. And we have a one-time offer. Remember, you're not paying $5,000 for it. You're going to pay 70% off. You're going to pay $1,500. That's what you're going to pay. And if you qualify for a payment plan option, we will make that available for you. But here's what you have to do. You have to text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. When you text the word millionaire to this number, we're going to reach back out to you. If you text that number right now, we're going to reach back out to you in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk to you about our Millionaire Blueprint, the offer. And once we lock you in and sign you up, we're going to onboard you. Within a few minutes of processing your payment, we will onboard you, meaning that you're going to get an email. It's going to be a welcome email from Ramon Preston University. You're going to respond to that email by clicking the quick link, and you're going to be able to sign in, create your password, and you'll see all of the programs that you have access to. It's an extraordinary program, ladies and gentlemen, and I really want you to take advantage of the opportunity, especially if you have New Year's resolutions. So you're planning to, matter of fact, how many of y'all are really planning? How many of y'all planning to create New Year's resolutions with your business? You may have a certain dollar amount you want to reach in 2022. You may have a certain amount of clients and customers you want to reach in 2022. You may have a certain amount of work that you want to get done. Well, I know you should add education and training to that. So when you get access to it, let me just show you for a moment what you're going to have access to. See if I can pull it up. If you go to, I just mentioned earlier, if you go to RamonPreston.com, this is my main website here, RamonPreston.com. If you were to go to RamonPreston.com, you will see all of the programs that we have available. And if you clicked on, let's say the blueprint right here, the Millionaire Blueprint, let's click on it. Well, that ain't working. Wow. Okay. I missed that memo. I must have updated that link and we never published it. So let's go here. Ramon Preston University. Bada bing, bada boom. If you click here to the Millionaire Blueprint, it will give you access to what our Millionaire Blueprint is. And if you start scrolling, even from your phone, you can access this. You'll see all the courses that we have available. All these courses here. You could click on any course, and if you click on the course, it'll show you all of the modules that are in there, what you're going to learn from each course. It's hundreds and hundreds of courses, lessons, documents, forms, tutorials on everything you need to literally become a millionaire. Like, this name is holding true to what this program is doing for people. It's done it for me and for my wife. It's doing it for our team. It's doing it for our clients, and it's going to continue to do it for many people. So if you're interested in that, I want you to text the word millionaire, milli baby, to 404-478-7213. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate all of you for continuing to support the Ramon Preston Show. We will be here all week this week, sharing information with you, giving you this special offer, because as I mentioned before, we are introducing new programs for 2022. And even if you're already a part of our Millionaire Blueprint, or maybe you're a part of our 1-year business coaching program, or maybe you've been a part of it in the past and you would like to get back into what we're moving towards with our millionaire mentorship, with our certification or our licensing, I want you to reach out to me today. Reach out to me. I want you to call this number, reach out to us, let us know where you are within our business community and what exactly you would like to see happen, or what information you need on what you want to do, and we're going to make that happen for you. Okay, so I love y'all. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on the Ramon